Good morning, everybody. We're just going to give folks a moment to clear the waiting room and connect to audio to make sure everyone can hear us. As a reminder, when you are entering from the waiting room, please do remain on mute unless or until you are appearing or speaking before the board.
Hi, how are you?
Good morning. Thank you for joining us. We're just going to give another moment to make sure that the waiting room is cleared and everyone has connected to audio and can hear us. And once again, as a friendly reminder, when you are entering, please do remain on mute unless or until you are speaking before the board.
Phone disconnected.
Good morning. This is a hearing before the licensing board for the city of Boston. Today is Wednesday, July 19th, 2023. Today's hearing is being held pursuant to temporary amendments to the open meeting law that allows us to meet virtually. Today's hearing is being recorded and will be posted to the city of Boston's website. Before I review procedural matters, I will introduce Chairwoman of the Board, Kathleen Joyce.
Good morning. My name is Kathleen Joyce. I'm Chair of the Boston Licensing Board, and today I am joined by Commissioner Liam Curran and Commissioner Kiana Saxon. Thank you.
Thank you. And once again, as a reminder, please do remain on mute unless you are appearing or testifying before the board. Please ensure that your audio and visuals are working properly. I will call each item in the order that it appears on this morning's agenda. I will ask who is present on behalf of the applicant. You will then make a brief presentation regarding your proposal, followed by questions by the chair and commissioners. Following the questions, there will be an opportunity for testimony, beginning with elected officials or their representatives. Please limit your testimony to 2 minutes, and please state your name, address, and affiliation, if any. Beginning with the first item on this morning's agenda, calling item number 1, Dubuli Chimneys, LLC, doing business as Dubuli Chimneys, located at 1151B Blue Hill Ave in Dorchester. Holder of a common victualler license has petitioned to change the closing hour of the licensed business from Monday through Sunday, 6 a.m. to 11 p.m., to Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to 2 a.m., and Friday to Sunday, 10 a.m. to 3 a.m. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
Me. My name is Tida Bohannan, and I work with Oren Consulting. And I am here representing Mr. Francis. He is also present here. I am speaking because he have a hard time speaking English. He is Spanish. And I just wanted to explain very briefly the idea. Mr. Francis makes sandwiches, and he bought this restaurant about a year ago. We helped open the first restaurant, which was sold to Mr. Francis, and his sandwiches are a big success in Dorchester. So I am here to just represent him on the request to change the hours of operation, because his clients are asking him, especially during the summertime, they would like to go later, and also he would like to maybe provide some deliveries and for the clients to come and pick up so he could make some little more money on his business. That's basically that. It's only sandwiches, no liquor involved, nothing involved, just the main sandwiches he makes.
Do you do delivery now?
He do some deliveries, right? Francis, usted hace el delivery, ¿sí?
Sí.
Yes, he does.
Do you do like Uber Eats type of third-party delivery?
Francis,
Yes.
usted hace...
Sí.
Okay. I don't have any questions at this time. Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon?
I'll wait for comments. Thank you.
None for me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. At this time, the Mayor's Office would like to defer to the judgment of this board. Some background information on the community process. Our office hosted a butters meeting on February 20th, 2023. Majority of the concerns were just related to alcohol not being served at this particular site, which is not what the applicant's going before us for. They just kind of requested, due to the proximity of a liquor store next door, that the staff remain vigilant and do not allow the consumption of alcohol within the premise. They went on to meet with the Greater Mattapan Neighborhood Council, which voted to support with provisos. The Civic Association had concerns about the business being open past 11:30 due to what they feel is just a lot of chaos on Blue Hill Ave. And they also requested that just the restaurant be mindful of the noise that's produced, because there's several residential homes that are a little further down the street, and asked that the applicant work with BTD regarding some issues with double parking in front of the premise. With that information, we'll defer to the board at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Thank you. Any further questions from the board?
Yeah, so I just would like to ask you to think about the delivery and the double parking. As it sounds like that's been an issue and it could become an issue with these extended hours. Have you talked to Boston Transportation Department?
No, we did not talk to them yet. If we are required, we can, but we did not talk to them. But for my experience, I am not from Dorchester. Every time I drive on that Blue Hill Ave, anytime you drive in that area, it is a lot of traffic, and I see this double traffic you guys are mentioning. But I believe if he is possibly allowed to even just to do deliveries on past after 11:30 and do not allow clients going into the premises, I think that is one solution for
Well, that's
that.
the issue here. It's the cars, the double parking, and the transportation. I don't have issue with the time. I'm asking you to reach out to Boston Transportation Department and to
Okay.
come up with a written plan on how to deal with double parking and third-party deliveries. It's not just a
Right.
problem here, it's a problem in other parts of the city. So please reach out to
Right.
them this week.
Okay, yes, we can for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anything further from the board on this matter? Or we'll take this under advisement. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Calling item number 2, Stubby's Seaport LLC, doing business as Stubby's, located at 43 Northern Ave. Holder of a common victular license has petitioned to change
Thank you.
the closing hour of the licensed business from 6:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. And this is a clerical error on the part of the board in preparing this agenda. The application was for a 2 a.m. closing, so the proposed hours are 6:30 a.m. to 2 a.m. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
Good morning, Attorney Green, Madam Chair, members of the board, Dennis Quilty, attorney representing the applicant. With me this morning, I hope, is Sogat Mali, who is the manager of record and the owner operator. I don't see him on the screen.
I'm here. Hello, guys.
Oh, there he is. Okay, can you turn on your video? Oops.
Oh,
There you go. Here he is. Thank you very much for hearing us out this morning. This is an application as stated to increase the hours of operation. Excuse me. In preparation for coming before the board today, we have made outreach to the Seaport Neighborhood Association, which is the new organization in this particular area. In addition, through them, we reached out to the 2 nearest residential buildings, the Via and the Benjamin, and had no opposition from those individuals. As a result, we reached out to neighborhood services, and a butters meeting was not required. In addition, we reached out, had a number of conversations back and forth with City Council President Flynn's office, and I believe as we appear before you here this morning, they have no opposition either. And again, that's it, the change of hours. This is a site adjacent to the federal courthouse, which has been a restaurant operation for many years. This particular user is relatively new. Excuse me. And again, we're happy to take any questions the board might have. Thank you.
I have no questions. Thank you.
No questions from me, thank you.
None for me either. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. I'm Anna White with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. The proponent did reach out to the Seaport Neighborhood Association about their proposal. They answered all questions that were raised and worked with SNA on the closing time. SNA supports this proposal. At this time, we'd like to defer judgment to the board. Thank you so much.
Good morning,
Yeah.
Madam of the Chair, members of the board, Ana Calderon from Council President Flink's office. The councilor would like to go on record in support. Thank you.
Thanks, Anna.
Thank you very much. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter?
Hi, Madam Chair, members of the board. This is Mary Koski with Councilor Flaherty's office. Would like to also go on. The council would like to go on in support.
Thanks, Mary.
Thank you. And are there any other individuals who would like to testify? Board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 3, Day and Night Exotic Cereal Bar Boston LLC, doing business as Day and Night Exotic Cereal Bar Boston LLC, located at 6 Tremont Place, has applied for a common victular license to be exercised on the above, a single floor building with basement, entry-level customer area, work area, and bathroom in the rear, cleaning products stored in the basement. Manager Louis Elvius, hours of operation 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
Hi, I'm Louis. I'm present.
Thank you. If you could please just briefly present your proposal to the board.
For sure. One thing I would like to add is the address isn't correctly listed there. It should be 6 Tremont Street, Brighton, Oak Square area, 02135. And yeah, I would like to also agree with what you said. It's the single floor area, it's the kitchen area, customer area, and a bathroom in the back. I'll be serving ice cream cereal shakes, ice cream infused waffles, and ice cream infused coffee. The hours are 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. Closed on Mondays. It's located in the neighborhood shopping district. Also, let me see that. The occupancy is about 16 people. And yeah, I'm not sure what else is necessary. I did have an abutters meeting. There were no contests or anything. I also met with the Brighton Alston Improvement Association. They were also all on board. And yeah, if there's any questions, I can answer them.
Thank you very much. We'll turn it over to the board to see if there are any questions.
I'm sorry, I know you mentioned it. How many seats will there be?
Oh, it's takeout only. There's no seat.
Takeout only, okay. And will you be doing third-party deliveries?
As of now, no. But if I do plan to do so in the future, do I have to have another hearing, or how does it work?
No, I just, if you are planning on that in the future, I think my suggestion is you reach out to Boston Transportation Department to have a conversation about any pressure points in that neighborhood as far as Uber Eats and deliveries and double parking.
Okay, for sure.
Okay. I don't have any questions at this time.
Commissioner Carter, Commissioner Saxon, any questions?
Yeah, none from me, thank you.
None for me either. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Frank Mendoza here, Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services, also Brighton Liaison. We'd like to defer to the judgment of the board at this time. This applicant did have an abutters meeting, very lightly attended, and they did also meet with the Brighton Alston Improvement Association. The BAIA did vote to support the application before you. I'm not sure if their zoning chair, Annabella Gomes, is able to make it on today. I know she intended to do so, but with that said, we'd like to defer to the judgment of the board in this matter. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
For sure.
Calling item number 4, 94 Shirley Street, Boss LLC, doing business as South Boston Bites, located at 94 Shirley Street, has applied for a common victular license to be exercised on the above one-level building with 26 individual kitchens and a shared lobby for order pickup. Manager Amelia Guys, hours of operation 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
I am Amelia Guys.
Thank you, Ms. Guys. If you could please briefly present your proposal to the board.
Right, so we are a ghost kitchen facility with 26 individual operators operating out of 94 Shirley Street. We'd actually like to request a deferment to the next hearing. Our neighborhood liaison has been out of office and returned this morning and advised us that they would like us to hold an abutters meeting. So we will schedule that and make sure that we have full approval from them for the next hearing.
Thank you, Ms. Guys. You may still present your proposal to the board today to defer the vote to our next meeting, unless you would like to defer your entire presentation. We can leave that to your.
Well, I'd actually be happy to do so. Yeah, we have 26 individual kitchens, car parking in front for delivery drivers to drive in and pick up so that they're not double parked on the street. And the kitchens are all occupied by small local restaurant operators. So if you have any questions, please let us know.
Thank you. We'll turn to the board to see if there are any questions at this time. Chairwoman Joyce.
Thank you very much. I don't have any questions.
Commissioner Carr, Commissioner Saxon.
How much parking are you going to have for the 26 kitchens?
So I can give you a final count. I believe we have 15 car parks out the front and several in in a back car park. We share the building with City Fresh Foods Group. We've already provided a letter of support for this license from that group as well. But we are also 2 blocks from the Newmarket Metro stop. So a lot of the staff that will be working in the building will come by public transport, and some of the staff we have in the building actually live within walking distance. So we're not expecting for there to be a need for a 1-to-1 ratio between kitchens and car parks.
Okay, thank you.
We also have a loading dock to accommodate any food deliveries, or equipment deliveries. So we'll almost never be using the street as a delivery or drop-off point.
Commissioner Saxon, any questions?
None for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Thank you. As there was a request for a deferral for community process, I think the board would just ask that ONS please keep us updated on the community process so that we know when to schedule this for a vote. With that, the board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Calling item number 5, Lazy Bear Creamery LLC, located at 383 Neponset Ave, has applied for a common victular license to be exercised on the above. First floor, handicap access, kitchen and rear, storage and basement. Manager Matthew Galvin. Hours of operation 10 p.m. to 10 p.m. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
The manager right here, Matthew Galvin.
And Ian Galvin, owner.
Thank you very much. If you could please briefly present your proposal to the board.
Yeah, the hours of operation are actually 12 to 10. It's 12 p.m. to 10 p.m. We're right down the street from a bunch of schools. There's St. Brendan, St. Anne's, the Murphy, and the Kenny. We're also right down the street from Garvey Park, and our hours offset with a coffee shop that's right next door. So parking hasn't been it won't be an issue or anything like that. And it's mostly takeout.
We don't have delivery right now.
Yeah, no delivery.
We're handicap accessible. And there is a kitchen in the back, a small kitchen for brownies, cookies, making of caramel sauce. And yeah, I think that's it. Any questions?
Do you have any seats in here?
We do. We have 3.
Oh, 3 seats. Okay. I have no other questions. Thank you.
No questions for me. Thank you.
None for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. At this time, the Mayor's Office would like to defer to the judgment of this board. The applicant previously worked with a former liaison who was the Dorchester liaison at the time, where we had our office reach out to abutters. Just one resident had just some questions about hours of operation, which were addressed, and many other residents reportedly expressed excitement about this shop opening up. With that, we'll defer to the board. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 6, Adams Village Butcher Shop and Deli LLC, doing business as Adams Village Butcher Shop and Deli, located at 786 Adams Street in Dorchester. Has applied for a common victular license to be exercised on the above: first floor, deli counter, grab-and-go groceries; basement, storage, walk-in coolers, dry goods, shelving, convection oven, and rotisserie. Manager Gordon Savers, hours of operation 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
The owner, Gordon Severus, and my wife, Jean. We're looking to move next door, 2 doors down. We've been running a business for 9 years now with a deli, cafe, butcher shop, and we're looking just to move 2 doors down and no seating.
Okay, so I have a question. I have some questions. I'm familiar with your neighborhood. So are you moving into the, what was the Irish clothing store or gift shop?
Correct.
And there's gonna be no tables in here now? Nope.
No tables.
Okay. Okay, thank you. No
Thank you.
questions?
No questions for me. Thank you.
No
Thank you.
questions for me. Thanks.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This time, the Mayor's Office would like to defer to the judgment of this board. Some background information on the community process. Our office is unaware of any concerns at this time. We understand that the applicant has been in contact with the Pope's Hill and the Cedar Grove Civic Associations, which are active in that area. With that, we'd like to defer to the judgment of the board. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Calling item number 7, Blue Hill Quench Cafe, Inc., doing business as Quench Cafe, located at 1587 Blue Hill Ave in Mattapan. Has applied for a common victular license to be exercised on the above: 1 room on the first floor. Manager Walid Zaran, hours of operation 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Who's present on behalf of the applicant? Has anybody joined us on behalf of Quench Cafe? Thank you. We will try to contact them and take a second call. Calling item number 8, Cocina Abreu 10 Inc., doing business as Chilicates, located at 66 Stanford Street. Has applied for a common victular license to be exercised on the above: first floor, 1 room, kitchen in front, storage in back. Manager Carlos Arias, hours of operation 11 a.m. to 12 a.m. Who's present on behalf of the applicant? Oh, thank you. I'm going to ask you to unmute. Carlos, I do see you raising your hand. So just 1 second, if you can unmute your phone and then briefly present your proposal to the board.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay. Hello, my name is Carlos Arias. I'm the manager at Chilicates. We're taking over what used to be Viva Burrito. So we're leaving it just as is. It's just in a matter of changing the hours to midnight just because of the TD Garden, the games, the Celtics and the Bruins and all that. But it's going to be the same seating, same layout, just different menu, same type of food. It's going to be Mexican food, but everything stays the same. 38 inside. We have about 25 seats. We're not going to do the 38, but it's listed as 38 seats.
Thank you for joining us, Carlos. Don't have any questions. Commissioner Carr and Commissioner Saxon?
No questions for me. Thank you.
None for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 9, Wagamama Boston 1 LLC, doing business as Wagamama, located at 200 to 299 Faneuil Hall Marketplace. Holder of a common victular 7-day wines and malt beverages with liqueurs license, has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Andrea Petrascu to Jesus Mendoza. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
I am.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Mendoza, for being with us. Chairman Joyce, if you would like to go through the manager record.
Sure, sorry about that. Sorry, let me just write my notes down here. Are you a citizen?
Yes, I am.
Are you a resident of the Commonwealth?
I am.
Do you have experience in the food and beverage industry?
Yes.
Can you tell me what your experience is?
My experiences, sorry, what do you mean? Like my whole
Uh,
experience with the,
Do you work in the food and beverage industry now?
yes, I do.
Okay. Where do you work now? Do you work here now?
Yeah, I work here at Wagamama at Faneuil Hall.
Excuse me one second. Excuse me.
Mhm.
Are you familiar with the rules and regulations of this board,
I am.
ABCC, and the Commonwealth as they pertain to the sale and service of alcohol?
I am.
Okay, thank you. I don't have any other questions. Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon?
No further questions for me. Thank you.
None for me, thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement. Thank you for joining us this morning. Calling item number
Thank
10,
you.
Boqueria Fort Point LLC, doing business as Boqueria Tapas Bar and Restaurant located at 25 Thompson Place. Holder of a common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Jessica Winford to Zachary Monahan. Attorney Trish Farnsworth. Attorney Farnsworth.
Good morning. Good morning, Chair Joyce, Commissioners, and Attorney Green. Trish Farnsworth with Lawson and Whiteson. With me is Mr. Monahan, who is the proposed manager. This is a change of manager application. He has experience. He's working currently now with Boqueria that hopes to open soon. And so if you have any questions or the usual questions, let us know.
Thank you. Are you a citizen?
Yes, I am.
Are you a resident of Massachusetts?
Correct. Yes.
Do you have experience in the food and beverage industry?
Yes, I do.
And what is that experience?
I was prior to this, I was a beverage manager for another restaurant for 2 years.
Okay. And are you familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth as they pertain to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes, I am.
Okay, thank you. I don't have any other questions.
No questions for me. Thank you.
None for me, thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 11, BBRGTR LLC, doing business as Abe and Louie's, located at 777 to 793 Boylston Street. Holder of a common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from David Wilson to Purpurim Sala. Attorney Tom Miller. Attorney Miller.
Morning, Chairwoman Joyce, Commissioners, Secretary Green, Tom Miller from McDermott Quilty Miller on behalf of the licensee. I'm joined by Param Sala, also known as Jimmy. He's on under Jimmy's iPhone. Can you just say hello, Jimmy?
Absolutely. Good morning, everybody.
Thank you. Jimmy is a U.S. citizen. He is a resident of Melrose. He has a great deal of experience in the food and beverage industry. He's familiar with the laws of the Commonwealth, the rules of the ABCC, and this board for the sale and service of alcohol. He's worked in the hospitality industry for more than 27 years and has worked in roles supervising the sale and service for more than 13, including as an assistant general manager, director of operations, and his current role as a general manager. He's more than qualified to be a manager of record in the city. We would like to thank you for hearing this application today, and we'd be happy to answer any questions you have.
Thank you, Attorney Miller. I have no questions. Commissioner Curran, Commissioner Saxon?
No questions for me. Thank you.
None for me, thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 12, LSF Park Square LLC, doing business as Legal Seafoods, located at 91 Park Plaza. Holder of a common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Ralph Constantine to Brigitte Boursiquot, who is present on behalf of the applicant.
Hi, good morning. My name is Donna Cruz. I am a paralegal with the licensee. As you know, we are petitioning to change our manager at our location known as Legal Harborside. I do have the manager here with me, Bridget. If you'd like to direct any questions to her.
Thank you, Ms. Cruz. Bridget, thank you for joining us today. I'm just going to ask you the standard manager of record questions. Are you a citizen?
Yes, I am.
Are you a resident of Massachusetts?
Yes, I am.
Do you have experience in the food and beverage industry?
Yes, 11 years with Legal Seafoods this summer, actually. Experience from server, bartender, restaurant manager, AGM, now general manager, and beverage manager at some point in there too.
Thank you. And are you familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth as they pertain to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes, I am.
Thank you. And thank you for joining us. I don't have any other questions. Commissioner Curran and Commissioner Saxon?
No questions for me, thank you.
None for me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter?
Real quickly, it is 79 Park Plaza. That is the address, not 91 for our Park Square location.
Okay.
Thank you. I believe 91 might be the address that was listed on the actual license, but we will make sure that we double check that as well.
Okay.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you. Item number 13 has been withdrawn by the applicant, and we will expect a change of manager application to be forthcoming for the board. Items 14 through 16, Massachusetts Sports Service, Inc., doing business as Legends, as Jack's Abbey Track Zero Tap Room, and as TD Garden, all located at 100 Legends Way. Holder of 3 common victualler 7-day all alcoholic beverages licenses have petitioned to change the manager of the licensed businesses from Charles Adams to Peter Zattel, who is present on behalf of the applicant.
Good morning again, Danny, Chairman Joyce, Commissioners. Tom Miller on behalf of the applicant. I'm going to request a second call. The proposed manager is unfortunately indisposed. Traffic kind of held him up and he hasn't been able to hop on yet.
No worries. Thank you, Attorney Miller. We will take a second call at the end of the agenda.
Thank you.
Calling item number 17, Alston Rock City LLC, doing business as the Glenville Stops, located at 87 Glenville Ave in Alston. Holder of a common victualler 7-day wines and malt beverages license has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from James Caruso to Dennis Dobbins Jr. And secondly, has petitioned to change the DBA of the licensed business from Glenville Stops to Fields West. Attorney Michael Ford. Attorney Ford.
Good morning. Again, Michael Ford for Alston Rocks LLC. With me is Dennis Dobbins Jr., which should be somewhere on the screen right now. It is a DBA change, and let me tell you a little bit about the proposed manager of record, Mr. Dobbins. He has significant experience in the alcohol field, food services. He served in management capacities at both brick and mortar in Cambridge and Deep Ellon and Alston, and then most recently serving in a bartender capacity at the Roadrunner. He's tip certified. He's serve safe, Massachusetts resident, a U.S. citizen, and he's familiar with the rules and regulations of this board as well as the ABCC. And he is here available for any follow-up questions.
Thank you. Can you hear me? Yes, thank you for joining us today, Mr. Dobbins.
Thank you.
I think your attorney covered the manager of record questions that the board is looking for answers to. I don't have any other questions at this time. Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon, do you?
No questions for me, thank you.
None for me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Calling item number 18, a Magnificent 7 Inc., doing business as The Keys, located at 332 West Broadway in South Boston. Holder of a common victualler 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to change the DBA of the licensed business from The Keys to Layla's American Tavern. And secondly, has petitioned to have the following condition removed from its license: alcohol to be served with food only. Who is present on behalf of the applicant? Oh,
sorry, good morning. Good morning. Julian Bolger here, president of Magnificent 7 Inc.
Great. Thank you for being with us, Mr. Bolger. If you could please briefly present your proposal to the board.
Yes, just initially, my thought process was to name this new establishment The Keys, and just it's not really going to work with our concept. I have other brands under American Tavern, and decided just to change and move in that direction, hence the name request change. And then further, there were conditions on the previous license that I think had gone back for, I don't know, many, many years when the establishment was under the DBA shenanigans. I'd like to request to be able to serve alcohol without food restriction. Our intent is to serve food from during the week from 11:30 probably until 10 or 11 o'clock in the evening, 7 days a week, with hopefully brunch on the weekends at an early start time of 10 a.m. I've been in this business for many years. I do have other restaurants that operate without these restrictions. I have a strong management team and partners that operate with me, and for this reason, I'd love to be able to request to remove these restrictions on the license.
Thank you, Mr. Bolger. Thank you for joining us. These are restrictions that are holdovers from a previous board. I have no issues. Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon, do you?
No questions, no issues.
None for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter?
Good morning, Madam of the Chair, members of the board. Ana Calderon from Council President Flynn's office. The councilor would like to go on record in support. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter?
Hi, this is Mary Koski on behalf of Madam Chair and members of the board, excuse me. Mary Koski on behalf of Councilor Flaherty's office. He'd like to go on record in support as well.
Thank you, Mary. And once again, are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you all for your time.
Calling item 19, Backstreet Boston Lessee LLC, doing business as Kimpton Onyx Hotel located at 155 Portland Street. Holder of an in-holder all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to pledge the license and inventory to Needham Bank. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
Good morning, Madam Chair and members of the board. Attorney Royce on behalf of the license holder. The licensee requests the approval of the pledge of the liquor license and inventory in connection with a loan from Needham Bank. The license holder is a corporate guarantor under the loan and has entered into a pledge and security agreement. The licensee is an affiliate of the borrower, who's the fee owners of the property, and the licensee operates the food and beverage at the premises.
Thank you. I have no questions at this time. Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon?
No questions for me. Thank you.
None for me either. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling items 20 and 21, Star Markets Company, Inc., doing business as Star Market located at 90 Causeway Street and Star Market located at 53 Huntington Ave. Holder of 2 retail package store all alcoholic beverages licenses, has petitioned for a change of officers, directors, LLC managers of the corporation. Attorney Nick Zazula. Attorney Zazula.
Yep. Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board, Attorney Nick Zazula, McDermott, Quilty, and Miller, here on behalf of the licensee for an administrative housekeeping item, or I guess the licensees. This is a change of officers and directors application for both of these. This is just a corporate change, removing Juliet Pryor as an executive vice president and the corporate secretary. In her place, adding Bradley Beckstrom as a new group vice president and corporate secretary. So we filed these amendment applications just to effectuate those changes. We're looking to update your records, of course, on the liquor licenses to be current with what is on file with the Secretary of State. The rest of the names on the license will remain unchanged. There are no changes to, no operational changes to the store itself, no changes to the hours, layout, manager of record, or anything like that. So strictly an administrative update and change to both of these licenses. Happy to answer any questions you might have on these, and thank you for your time.
And just to confirm, there's no operational changes at either location.
No, Madam Chair, there are not. Strictly administrative corporate changes. Thank you.
Thank you. I don't have any questions, commissioners. Do you?
No questions, thank you.
None for me either, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on these two items? Seeing none, the board will take these under advisement. Thank you. Calling item number 22, the University Club of Boston, located at 426 Stewart Street, holder of a club all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned to amend the description of the licensed business from one rear entrance private alley in rear in whole of said building to the University Club is a member-owned private club comprised of 7 floors, LL2 to the roof. LL2 has 2 squash courts and offices. Level 1 is a pool area with locker room for 49. The main floor has a dining area that seats 71 and a function room that seats 104. Second floor locker rooms for 200. Third floor squash courts, 4th floor living room, and a private annual roof deck, 715 square feet, with seating for 49, including a service bar with an outdoor closing hour of 10 p.m. Who's present on behalf of the applicant?
Neil Vore, General Manager of the University Club, and Paul Dutton, Finance Director of the University Club.
Great, thank you very much for being with us this morning. If you could please briefly present the proposed changes to the board.
Yeah, we just did a renovation at the club with the addition of this new rooftop deck. And I wanted to update our description to match what we were today.
Okay. So just to clarify, on this rooftop patio, how many seats will there be?
We have it's set for, well, we have 49, the capacity for 49. We only have 27 seats up there right now, but so the capacity is 49 as of our building inspector.
And do you have all the proper zoning relief in place for this?
We do.
Okay, I don't have any other questions at this time. Commissioners, do you?
No questions from me, thank you.
None from me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Hi, yes. Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Kim Crucioli from the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. First, would like to defer to the board on this matter. We've had no concerns from the community at this time. Thank you. Good morning, Madam of the Chair, members of the board. Ana Calderon from Council President Flink's office. The councilor would like to go on record in support. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter?
Hi, Madam Chair and members of the board. This is Mary Koski with Council Flaherty's office. Also would like to go on record in support.
Thank you. And are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item 23, Brasserie 560 LLC, doing business as Brasserie, located at 560 Harrison Ave in Roxbury, holder of a common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned to amend the description of the licensed business from in dining room and cafe with kitchen and storage on ground floor, entrance from building lobby, additional exit to Harrison Avenue, and emergency exit to Waltham Street, and to include an outdoor seasonal patio from April through October for 64 patrons on private property. Management agreement between Brasserie 560 LLC and Champagne Supernova LLC, doing business as Marseille. 2, existing premises as described in dining room and cafe with kitchen and storage on ground floor, entrance from building lobby, additional exit to Harrison Avenue, and emergency exit to Waltham Street, and to include an outdoor seasonal patio from April through October for 64 patrons on private property, and adding 2,250 square feet for a total of 8,038 square feet. Management agreement approved between Champagne Supernova LLC and Brasserie 560 LLC. Secondly, the licensee has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Jeffrey Gates to Loic LeGarrec. Attorney Andrew Upton. Attorney Upton.
Good morning, everyone. Andrew Upton from Upton, Connell, and Devlin. With me is Loic LeGarrec, the proposed manager of record and owner of the operating restaurant. Also, Mark Julian, representing Brasserie 560, the licensee. To be clear, we're asking for 2 things here. Cafe Marseille is the operating restaurant in this location. They operate under a management agreement with Brasserie 560, who is the landlord and licensee. So the first thing we're asking for is a change of manager to Loic LeGarrec. Loic is the owner of the operating restaurant. He's there full-time. He is an approved manager by this board at Petit Robert. So he will be moving over to this location, and we're likely bring in a new manager at that location. So he has met the criteria, but to be clear, he's a U.S. citizen, Mass resident, has experience with the sale and service of alcohol and in the restaurant industry, and is familiar with the rules and regulations of the board, and has been an approved manager for many years with no violations. And he is here, zooming in somewhere from the south of France if you have any questions for him personally. Secondly, we are asking for an alteration of premise to expand the restaurant premise per the attached map into the health club next door. Now, as you can probably see from the map, there is an adjoining door between the club and the restaurant. And we believe there is a public need for this expansion because customers from the health club has been asking for access to the food. The landlord thinks it would be a good amenity. And in fact, many customers already come to get takeout and ask for takeout and just bring it over. And as you know, they can now do both food and alcohol. Further supporting the public need is the fact that the East Berkeley Civic Association is in favor of this. If granted, the service to the health club will be to an area visible by health club staff at all times. The service will be by tips trained servers who are full-time employees of Cafe Marseille. We have a 100% ID policy. They will be offering the full menu of food to people in this health club dining area. Currently, people are more interested in salads and wraps and lighter fare. But if they would want a roast chicken and a glass of wine, they could have that too. Everything is available. There's good security here. There's cameras covering the entire area. We will have signage indicating that no one can take alcohol off of the premises. As I said, customers already come in to get takeout and bring it to this area. And both the landlord and the operator thought by codifying this operation, it would reduce liability and bring us into compliance with existing laws. Finally, out of an abundance of caution, the landlord has agreed to do tips training for the health club manager as well, just in case. So with that, we're glad to answer any questions.
Thank you, Attorney Upton, and thank you for joining us, Mr. Legaric from France. I don't have any questions, Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon, do you?
No questions for me. Thank you.
None from me. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Hi, yes. Good morning, Madam Chair and members of the board. Kim Pierce-Shirley from Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. Office would like to defer to the board at this time. The community is supportive of this and looking forward to the change. Thank you.
Good morning, Madam of the Chair, members of the board. Ana Calderon from Council President Flynn's office. The councilor would like to go on record in support. Thank you.
Thank you. And are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
Calling item 24, Vino Divino 4 LLC, doing business as Vino Divino, located at 175 Cambridge Street. Holder of a retail package store all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned to transfer the license from the above to MDM Wine 4 LLC, doing business as Vino Divino at the same location. Angelo David Ucci, manager, closing hour 9:30 p.m. Lastly, has petitioned to pledge the license and inventory to Middlesex Savings Bank. Attorney Tom Miller. Attorney Miller.
Good morning again, Madam Chair, members of the board. Tom Miller from McDermott Quilty Miller on behalf of the applicant in this application for a corporation to corporation transfer at the same location and the pledge of the license. I'm joined by David Ucci, the proposed manager of record. David, can you say hi for us?
Good morning.
Thank you very much. The proposed ownership of MDN Wines, the proposed new ownership of Vino Divino, are all current employees of the licensee, and they're excited for this opportunity to take over and operate this license. They will continue to operate it at this location as on Cambridge Street as Vino Divino under the Vino Divino name. Customers will not see any change in the day-to-day operations, and it's going to continue to benefit the neighborhood in the same manner it has for more than 8 years. As Danny mentioned, part of this transaction is an application to pledge the license and inventory to Middlesex Savings Bank, which is part of the process of securing the financing for this transaction. As I've said, I'm joined by David. He has been with the licensee for more than 3 years. He is a U.S. citizen, a resident of Reading. He has experience in the industry, working as their head of sales and director of operations during his time there. He's TIPS trained, and he's familiar with the laws of the Commonwealth, the rules of the ABCC, and this board for the sale of alcohol. The approval of this application will allow the applicants to continue operations of a neighborhood liquor store in the same manner in which it's been operated since it's opened. We want to thank the board for hearing this application today, and we're happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you, Attorney Miller. Thank you for covering the reason for the pledge and the manager of record questions. I don't have any other questions at this time. Commissioners, do you?
No questions for me. Thank you.
None for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item 25, Mario Gomes, located at 10 Bosworth Street, holder of a common victular 7-day wines and malt beverages with liqueurs license, has petitioned to transfer the license and the location from the above to PIC Entertainment LLC, doing business as Broadway Golf Club, located at 417 to 423 C West Broadway in South Boston. Premise consists of 1 large room and kitchen and storage and basement space, with 6 Trackman golf simulators, a bar and sports lounge, back of house and office space with approximately 7,300 total square feet of space. Entrance on F Street with emergency exit only on Silver Street. Closing hour 12 a.m. Daniel Picard, manager. Attorney Nick Zazula. Attorney Zazula.
Yeah, good morning again, Madam Chair, members of the board, Attorney Nick Zazula, McDermott, Quilty, and Miller. With me today, as Attorney Green mentioned, is Danny Picard from PIC Entertainment LLC. Danny is the LLC manager as well as the proposed manager of record on the liquor license. Danny is a local South Boston resident. He grew up in South Boston, still lives in the neighborhood, and is looking to open an exciting new concept and business off of West Broadway. He's seeking permission to open in the basement level of this existing building at 417 to 423 C West Broadway. If you're familiar with the area, it's kind of on the corner of West Broadway and F Street. It's in the CVS building. So it's a long existing commercial building, and it would be located in the basement of that CVS building. He's seeking to open the Broadway Golf Club. It's a new kind of one-of-a-kind indoor golf club. Nothing like it in South Boston, although there are a few that have opened recently in the city of Boston. It will feature 6 indoor golf simulators powered by Trackman Golf. It will have a small bar and kind of sports lounge accessory component for the golfers. This would be akin to, the 19th hole restaurant and bar that you would have at a typical, normal outdoors golf course. Kind of trying to be a country club in the city neighborhood in South Boston. It's an opportunity for people to play golf all year long, as well as night golf in the summer and things of that nature. The space itself is approximately 7,300 square feet, but a majority of the space is occupied by programmed space. A lot of that is the golf simulators and the accessory, areas to the golf simulators. The golf space is broken up into multiple simulator rooms, as I had mentioned, so it's not one big space for congregation. It's a big space, but it's not, a huge restaurant component. The food and beverage component, would be part of, kind of complementary to the golf main component. Operations 8 a.m. to 12 a.m., 7 days per week. Again, this is right around the corner from West Broadway, where you've got all the, many restaurants and bars that are open till 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. But we're only asking for the 12 a.m. Closing hour. Entry will be by tea time only. So you need a tea time to get entry to the space, which will help with any lines. It will help with any overcrowding. The only reason why you're going to be there is if you're golfing or before or after golf. You're not there to just typically have a drink. You need to have a reservation only or appointment only to get into the space. Part of the concept also will be to run charity tournaments. Again, just like a typical golf club, the ability to run kind of an indoor charity tournament. PGA memberships will be available for lessons, club fittings, and things of that nature. As far as other operations are concerned, all deliveries and trash will be handled through the main commercial entrance on Broadway. So the main pedestrian entrance will be on F Street, kind of halfway down between West Broadway and Silver Street. But all the deliveries and things of that nature will be on right off of Broadway. And there is a Silver Street emergency exit, but none of the main entrances or happenings or congregation will happen on Silver Street. The draw here is to play golf. Food and beverage is an accessory, 19th hole type food. However, the beer and wine license is crucial to the operations and the viability of this concept. When people golf indoors or outdoors, whether you're playing well or poorly, people like to have an adult beverage while they're doing it. And the idea here is similar to what would be at an outdoor golf course. Finally, as far as public need is concerned, we did submit over 30 support letters from neighbors, South Boston residents, including a few on Silver Street at the rear. And these include, reference to the beer and wine proposal in those letters. And, additionally, as far as the public need is concerned, again, there's nothing like this in South Boston. There are, again, some in the city proper and other areas, but not in South Boston itself. So we do feel like there's a public need here for the liquor license to be an important component of the golf concept. And then finally, Madam Chair, as is required, Danny is the proposed manager of record. He's going to be there every day. This is really his baby, so to speak. And as the manager of record, he is a resident of Massachusetts. He's a citizen of the United States. He is over 21 years of age. He does have experience in the industry, and he'll make sure he's properly tips trained and his staff is trained and ready to help serve the beer and wine. Danny is on. I see him, although there he is, and happy to answer any questions you may have, Madam Chair, members of the board. But we're really excited about this really unique and cool concept in South Boston. So thank you for the time and happy to answer any questions you might have.
Thank you, Attorney. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Picard. I just have a few questions, just for clarification. So it's open to the public by reservation, or do you have to be a member of this?
You do not have.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, you don't have to be a member to get a reservation, although there will be kind of membership options. But no, a member of the public will be able to make a reservation and enjoy a tea time. Just like, go ahead. Sorry, Madam Chair.
What is the capacity of the bar and sports lounge?
So I think there's only probably about 30 seats. It's not very big. There's a small bar area and a few high tops in the main lounge area. Then there's also a private kind of VIP golf simulator area as well that you could rent out for a corporate party or a birthday party or something. And that has a few additional seats. But the majority of the seats would be in each specific simulator itself. Okay. So you have that. In the simulator, there's no door or anything. It's not like it's a, like a karaoke bar where you have private karaoke studios where you shut the door and you can't, all this is going to be open and, visible by the staff and by Mr. Picard.
Okay, so you described how unique this is and stuff, since I've never been to a place like this. So if I wanted to watch my friends do the golf simulation and I just want to have a couple drinks, am I allowed to go in?
Danny, do you want to answer that? I think the answer is mainly no, but
you would have to pay to golf to come in, but we will say make a reservation on the app or on the website. But if you wanted to walk up and there were reservations available, there were tee times available, you could certainly book those. Yeah.
Okay, and ID checking.
For sure.
So do you have to be 21 to golf?
Yeah, there will be hours in which we will obviously make sure that will be the case.
Okay, Do you need
So-
to be 21 to golf, or can kids under 21 go in? I'm just
Madam
curious.
Chair, I think no, you do not need to be 21 to enter. However, I think what Danny's looking to do is have specific hours where, under 21, for instance, after school hours, he's looking to work with, potentially can give back to the neighborhood where you'd have, like a high school situation where, a youth group or something like that could rent out certain of the bays, or have a specific time like after school where if kids, from the high school wanted to come and play, they could. So it would be open to those under 21. However, again, as part of the reservation system, and as part of the operations, he would ensure that, as I think Danny, as part of the reservation system, there would be an ability for folks to provide their date of birth or provide their age. So he was aware ahead of time if somebody was coming in who was a minor. So the plan is for this to be mostly over 21, Madam Chair, of course, but it's not going to be strictly, just like if you had a restaurant and you came in with, your 19-year-old son to play golf or to have a dinner, like we're not going to say, he wouldn't be saying no to that family to come in and have a father and son with the son being underage. But he will have certain safeguards in place, just like a regular restaurant with ID checks in the reservation system to ensure that that's not an issue. And again, as I mentioned, the bays, these golf simulator bays, they are visible. They're not shut, right, Danny, if I'm not mistaken. They're not.
No, they're
closed off.
visible. I mean, it
Yeah.
has an open feel to it.
Right.
But at the same time, being somewhat private to that foursome that would be golfing, or however many people would be golfing in that simulator bay.
So from a security standpoint, Madam Chair, I guess what I'm trying to get at is it's not as if these are so private that staff wouldn't be able to monitor the situations in the golf simulator bays. They're visible and open. You'd be able to walk up and down the hallway and see what's going on in each simulator TrackMan bay.
Okay. Thank you. I don't have any other questions. Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon?
No questions at this time. Thank you.
Yeah, just to really confirm that the security that you have, just make sure that there's no pass-offs when you're monitoring those bays.
Understood. Yeah, and again, I think the security and operations, will be more fine-tuned. He's looking to open later in the fall, but I think having something in the reservation system as well was something we've looked at as a possible, to know ahead of time if somebody is, going to be underage who's there, again, golfing with somebody who is overage, a friend or a parent or something, that we would know ahead of time. So I think that's something that Danny is taking seriously as part of the operations. So thank you.
Thank you. Any further questions from the board before we move to testimony? Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. I'm Anna White with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. At this time, we'd like to defer to the judgment of this board. ONS, under the previous South Boston liaison, hosted an abutters meeting for the Broadway Golf Club in the fall of 2021. At the time, ONS received letters of support and opposition from residents. The letters in support were excited about all the aspects of this new business, and the letters in opposition mentioned potential parking issues, noise issues, and the belief of some residents that there are already too many locations that serve alcohol in this area. The Cityside Neighborhood Association does not support this proposal. They would like to see a proviso added that the proponents will never seek an all alcohol license, and they'd like to see reduced hours on Sunday because the business is located on a residential street and near a community health center. They would like to continue having conversations with the proponent. Again, we defer to the judgment of this board. Thank you so much.
Good morning, Madam of the Chair, members of the board. Ana Calderon from Council President Flynn's office. The councilor would like to go on record in support. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this?
Hi, Madam Chair, members of the board. This is Mary Koski with Council Flaherty's office, who would also like to go on support.
Good morning, Madam Chair and members of the board. Karen Zirkle from Representative Beal's office. The rep would like to go on record in support of this. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Thank you. The board will take this under advisement.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
And you. Calling item 26, Ashmont Grill LLC, doing business as Ashmont Grill, located at 555 Talbot Ave in Dorchester. Holder of a common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to transfer the license and the location from the above to Cactus Cafe Back Bay Inc., doing business as Cactus Club Cafe, located at 500 Boylston Street, Suite 105. Premises consist of 9,557 square feet on street level with dining room, lounge, bar, kitchen, restrooms, year-round enclosed seating, with additional 3,284 square feet of outdoor annual patio on private property with patio closing hour of 11 p.m. Indoor closing hour 1 a.m. Willie Gray, manager, attorney Trish Farnsworth. Attorney Farnsworth.
Good morning. Good morning again, Chairman Joyce and Commissioners and Attorney Green. Trish Farnsworth, Lawson and Whiteson, representing the applicant. With me on this call is Amy Calcutt. She's the Director of Leasing. Jeff Granum is the CFO of the company, and Willie Gray, the proposed manager. This is a license transfer. As you know, Ashmont Grill closed, so my client, Cactus Club Cafe, is purchasing that license. So we are here for that license transfer. And by way of background, Cactus Club Cafe is a Canadian restaurant chain. They have 31 locations in Canada, have been in operation for 35 years. And this Boston location will be their first location in the US. So they're pretty excited about it. It's a casual fine dining concept. The location, 500 Boylston Street, I'm sure you're familiar. It's that big, the tower on Boylston Street that has the, that atrium, open atrium. They're going to be on the left side, facing the building. They are going to have a patio, but it's actually kind of an enclosed patio. It will be open during the appropriate months, but open all year round. But then open, whether it's a retractable roof or open windows, that hasn't been decided yet. The hours are 10 a.m. to 1 a.m. We have reached out, done the community process, presented to NAB. We did do, not in a butter meeting, but we did, flyer the abutters as requested. We have not heard any concerns or opposition. With respect to Willie Gray, he has been approved by you previously as a manager. U.S. citizen, Mass resident, is experienced and is familiar with the rules and regulations. So if you have more questions, I know you have a full agenda, but Amy or Jeff can give you a little bit more of the flavor of the restaurant concept. They're operators and, they know how to operate with the liquor, of course.
Thank you. Sorry. Are there any plans for delivery at this location?
Good morning. Yeah, I think we typically do delivery in most of our locations, so we would plan on that. In a lot of cases, we find in locations that we operate similar to this, a lot of it is walk-up traffic from people that are living and working close by. But we would intend on trying to do delivery, yes.
Okay, is there a plan for double parked cars, for dealing with Uber Eats? This is a problem in this part of the city, in this neighborhood, and asking whether or not you've worked with, if you reached out to Boston Transportation Department yet.
We have not done that yet, no.
Okay.
But we'd be happy to do so.
You do. I highly, highly recommend you do, especially at this location.
Yeah, we're happy to do so.
Okay, and as we look at these licenses that come before the board, one of the questions we ask is if you could elaborate a little bit more for us what the public need is for another all alcohol license in Copley.
Well, this location, is an office building. It's vacant, and it's perfect. We did meet with NAB. I think people are excited for this. This is a new concept. So we do think there's public need for this location.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Curran, Commissioner Saxon, do you have any questions?
No questions or concerns. Thank you.
None for me. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board, Maggie Van Squick, from the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. At this time, we'd like to defer to the judgment of this board on this. As mentioned, we had this applicant distribute a flyer to abutting property owners within 300 feet of the property. It's worth mentioning that we previously had an abutters meeting for this same location, but a different part of this building for a liquor license, and there were no concerns raised from abutters. We also did not hear from anyone who had received the flyer with any concerns. This applicant, again, as mentioned, also met with the Neighborhood Association of Back Bay and the Back Bay Association, and our office is unaware of any concerns at this time. Thank you.
Good morning, Madam of the Chair, members of the board, Ana Calderon from Council President Flynn's office. The council would like to go on record in support. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Or to take this under advisement as well? Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item 27, Harbor Petroleum LLC, doing business as Meridian Street Mobile, located at 470 Meridian Street in East Boston, has applied for a retail package store all alcoholic beverages license to be exercised on the above premises to be licensed as a 24-hour convenience store with gasoline, one floor with 2 rooms, 1 for store and 1 stockroom. The total square footage of the building is 900 square feet. There is no outdoor area. Manager Joseph C. Prizio III, closing time 11 p.m. Attorney Lawrence Simeone. Attorney Simeone.
Good morning, Chairman Joyce and members of the board. This would be our second time before you on the same petition. Essentially, we got snagged up last time by the residents of the manager. We've now submitted a new manager. That manager is Joseph III, and he will be with me to answer any questions that you have. Historically, we got no opposition from any neighbors. This business has been around for a long time. It's a small gasoline station with convenience store, and Mr. Prizio that you'll be speaking to or asking questions of, Madam Joyce, he's been operating in this type of business since 2005. So I have Mr. Prizio to answer your questions under the manager's portion of this proceeding.
Thank you, attorney. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Prizio. Are you a citizen?
Yes.
Are you a resident of Massachusetts?
Yes,
Do you have experience in the food and beverage industry?
I do.
And what is your experience?
An owner operator of the similar type business for the last since 2005, last 18 years.
Okay, and are you familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, the ABCC and the laws of the Commonwealth as they pertain to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes, I am.
Okay, and just to refresh my memory, is there a plan to sell nips and singles at this location? Miniature bottles and singles?
Yes.
Okay, was that discussed with the neighborhood?
There was a neighborhood butters meeting, but nobody appeared.
Oh, no one appeared.
No one appeared, ma'am.
Okay, would you be willing to not sell miniature bottles and singles?
Yeah, we answered that question last time, Madam Chairman, but would prefer not to prohibit ourselves from marketing tips.
Okay, Commissioner Kerr and Commissioner Saxon, do you have any questions?
Were there any neighborhood groups involved in the community process as well, not just the abutters meeting?
No.
None that have jurisdiction over your area, I'm assuming?
The only one that we were told to is do the abutters meeting.
Okay, thank you.
No questions from me. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This time, the Mayor's Office like to defer to the judgment of this board. As the applicant mentioned, we conducted an abutters meeting on February 28th of 2023. No abutters were in attendance, although I believe the applicant did reach out to the Harbor Point Neighborhood Association in that area. But with that, we'll defer to the board. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item 28, WM Brewing Co. Inc., doing business as Widowmaker Brewing Tap Room and Kitchen located at 190 North Beacon Street in Brighton, has applied for a farmer brewery malt-only pouring license to be exercised on the above. Single story, approximately 4,550 square feet, divided into 3 spaces. First, a 1,750 square foot dining room tasting room and bar with 114 seats. Second, a 650 square foot kitchen. And third, a 2,150 square foot containing a brewery, 1 men's bathroom, 1 women's bathroom, office, utility room, and a fire sprinkler room. Approximately 1,290 square foot outdoor seasonal April to November patio, closing hour 10 p.m. on private property with 47 seats. Manager Ryan Lavery, closing time 12 a.m. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
Hi, I'm Ryan Lavery. I'm the owner and founder of Widowmaker. I'm with my consultant, Kenneth Semkin. Widowmaker was founded in 2017. We opened a location in Braintree, Massachusetts. This will be our second location. We're requesting as you said, a farmer brewer pouring permit for on-site consumption as well as to go. We're taking over a space that had a similar tenant prior to that was approved and functioning in the city. In early May, we met with the BAIA to meet the requirement of community engagement, and happy to answer any questions. I am a U.S. citizen, Massachusetts, understand the ABCC as well as your requirements.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Lavery, for joining us. And where do you live?
Hanover, Massachusetts.
I have no questions at this time. Commissioner Saxon or Commissioner Curran?
No questions for me. Thank you.
None for me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Frank Mendoza here, Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services, also Brighton Liaison. We'd like to defer to the judgment of the board at this time. But as far as community engagement, we can say that the applicant met with the Brighton Austin Improvement Association and received their support. Beyond that, we're unaware of any concerns at this time. Once again, we'd like to defer to the judgment of the board. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 29 was previously heard and granted by this board. It is only on the agenda to correct a defect in the advertising requirement. Calling item number 30, Venice Pizza LLC, doing business as Venice Pizza, located at 33 to 39 Savin Hill Ave in Dorchester, has applied for a common vitular 7-day wines and malt with liqueurs license to be exercised on the above. First floor contains a dining room that seats 43, kitchen, serving counter between kitchen and dining, takeout window, 2 bathrooms, and office storage space in the rear. Basement is used for storage and meters. Manager Joshua Weiner, closing time 1 a.m. Attorney Tom Miller. Attorney Miller.
Good morning again, Chairwoman Joyce, members of the board, Danny, Tom Miller from McDermott, Quilty and Miller, 28 State Street in Boston, representing the applicant. I'm joined by Josh Weiner, the proposed manager of record. Josh, can you say hello to everybody for us?
Hello, I'm here.
Great, thank you. Venice Pizza is a neighborhood restaurant that has existed for more than 40 years. It was taken over by its current ownership in 2020 and has been operating successfully ever since then. They are a family-focused neighborhood restaurant that is looking to meet the requests of their customers and provide this additional amenity to the community that has been requested since we started meeting with the neighborhood regarding the takeover. We believe there's a public need for this license, the addition of this license here. As I said, it's something that's been requested since we first started meeting with the community prior to taking over the business more than 3 years ago. It's also evidenced by the petitions signed by more than 220 customers and residents of the area. We also received support at the abutters meeting from held by ONS and in our meeting with Columbia Savin Hill Civic Association. This area of Dorchester is also growing. as can be seen by the approval of more than 50 residential units in the immediate area and the addition of more commercial and retail space along Savin Hill Ave. As I said, this is a long existing restaurant. It operates with counter service and will have 43 seats. The proposed closing time is 1 a.m. Josh has been a manager of record, has been managing this restaurant since the current ownership took over. He is a U.S. citizen. He resides in Somerville. He has experience in the food and beverage industry, as I said, with this restaurant, with this licensee and applicant since they began operation, and as well as working as a general manager of other licensees that sell and serve alcohol. He is also familiar with the rules of the ABCC, the Commonwealth, and this board for the sale and service. The addition of this license here will allow a long existing neighborhood restaurant to better meet the needs and requests of the community, as shown by the support I mentioned earlier. We appreciate the time you have taken to hear this application today, and we will happily answer any questions you have.
Thank you, Attorney Miller. Thank you, Mr. Weiner, for joining us. So I know there's been a transfer in the last 3 years and sort of an expansion as far as your offerings and stuff. Is there anything more you can add to help us build out the public need for a beer and wine license? I know there's a lot of support, but in this location.
Well, as I said, this is a growing area. That is part of it. This is a unique type establishment in the area. There's not something like this high quality pizza and sandwiches, Detroit style pizza specifically, in this area of Savin Hill Ave. It's a really inviting space that will benefit from this addition here. It will draw people in, allow them to sit and enjoy this type of meal, which they really can't do anywhere else in the area.
Okay. That's what I was trying to figure out, what kind of pizza it was. I've had your pizza, but so it's Detroit style pizza. At this time, I don't have any questions. Thank you for covering the manager record questions. Commissioner Carter, Commissioner Saxon, do you have anything that you would like to ask?
I don't have any questions. Thank you.
None for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. At this time, the Mayor's Office would like to defer to the judgment of this board. As you heard from the applicant's representation, an abutters meeting was held by our office where there were it was very conducive and the community expressed support. The applicant then went on to have productive conversations with the Columbia Savin Hill Civic Association. With that info, we'll defer to the board. Thank you.
Madam Chair, members of the board, Julie Ryan from Counselor Frank Baker's office. Our office would like to go on record in support of this applicant. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals?
Hi, Madam Chair and members of the board, Mary Koski with Counselor Flaherty's office, and would also like to go on record in support. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Return and take a second call on item number 7. Has anybody joined us from Quench Cafe on Blue Hill Ave? Okay, looks like we may need to reschedule them for the next available hearing date. And a second call on items 14, 15, and 16. Has the proposed manager of record joined us? It looks
I
like
believe he has.
I do see him on, yep, I do see him
There
on
he
the
is.
screen. Let me just quickly
Great.
read back into the record. Items 14, 15, and 16. Massachusetts Sports Service, Inc. doing business.
I'm here. I don't get it.
Yep, thank.
Oh, is that from Quench Cafe?
I think that might be for
Yes,
Quench.
I'm here.
Oh, excuse me. Yes, you're here from Quench Cafe.
Yes, I'm here. Right here. My name is Walid. Last name Zahran, and I'm like I've been about 30 years in business, and I'm gonna open like juice cafe, selling smoothie, IKEA, all healthy food. and I got plenty of parking lot outside, and we have a parking lot in the back too for the city, and that's it.
Thank you. Thanks
Yeah.
for sticking it out with us here.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Zar, is it Zarin?
Yes,
Are you gonna have any seats inside or is it all takeout?
take out.
All takeout, okay.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for joining us. It sounds like
no
a
problem.
good idea for this area or
Yeah.
a new idea.
Yeah,
for
it's healthy food. They need it. They need it.
Okay.
Thank
Commissioner
you.
Saxon, Commissioner Curran, do you have any questions for Mr. Zarin?
No questions from me. Thank you.
None from me, thank you.
Thank you. And just to reorient folks who are still on with us, this is item number 7, Quench Cafe, 1587 Blue Hill Ave, applying for a common victular license. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. At this time, I'd like to defer judgment to the board. We're unaware of any neighborhood concerns at this moment. Thank you.
Thank you. And are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Great. Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement. And thank you, Mr. Zarin, for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. And now we will return to items 14 through 16. Massachusetts Sports Service, Inc., doing business as Legends, as Jack's Abbey Track Zero Tap Room, and as TD Garden, all located at 100 Legends Way, holder of 3 common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages licenses, has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed businesses from Charles Adams to Peter Zettel. I'll turn it over to Attorney Miller.
Good morning again, Chairman Joyce, Commissioners, Secretary Green. Tom Miller from McDermott, Quilty and Miller in Boston on behalf of Massachusetts Sports Serve in their application to change these managers, the manager on these 3 licenses. I'm joined by Peter Zettel. Peter, can you please say hi to everybody for us?
Hello, everybody. I'm Peter. Nice to meet
Great.
you.
Peter is the proposed manager. He is a U.S. citizen, a resident of Reading. He has vast experience in the food and beverage industry. He's familiar with the laws of the Commonwealth, the rules of the ABCC, the board for the sale and service, and the board for the sale and service of alcohol. I believe actually he's a resident of Somerville. That was I misspoke. He has worked for the licensee for more than 28 years in various supervisory roles that have involved supervising the sale and service of alcohol. He's vastly experienced and has more than qualified to be the manager of record of these 3 licenses. We want to thank you for hearing this application today and would be happy to answer any questions you may have.
I have no questions. Commissioner Curran, Commissioner Saxon, do you?
No questions. Thank you.
And none for me, thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on these 3 items? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement. Thank you, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. Those are all the items before the board this morning, and that will adjourn this morning's hearing. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.